Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott Salvo here, and in today's video, I'm going to cover the topic, I got an injection in my neck or back, what is my case worth? Okay, so this is a question that comes from actually a current client. It's not really a question that he asked me to shoot a video on, but this situation came up with him and he called me and wanted to know like what I thought his case was worth with an injection, because he was like a little hesitant to get it. So what am I talking about? So when you have an injury to your neck or back, there's really two categories of an injury like that. One is where it's mainly muscular, like you have pain on motion, it gets tight, it's very painful. That's one category. And then the other category is where there's some nerve involvement, okay? Where you whip your neck around in a car accident or in a fall, or, you strain your back and you're having symptoms down a leg or down an arm, shooting pain, strange sensation in your finger or toes, usually on one side, but sometimes on both sides. When there's that situation, that usually means a nerve in your neck or your back is being pinched, and that's what's causing those nerve type symptoms. Now, muscle injuries, muscular type injuries can be very painful, but when a nerve is involved, it's very, very bad situation, That can be very permanent, and if a nerve is compressed for too long, it can do permanent damage to the nerve. And then, your nerves heal very slowly, and sometimes they don't heal and they don't come back. So that's just the way it is in a situation like that. So so what do they do if it's a nerve type injury? Well, I think a lot of people realize that if there's a compressed nerve, you can do a surgery, right? You can do a laminectomy, a discectomy, you can do a fusion, right? So you can remove some of the bony vertebrae to open up the nerve root so the nerve's not getting compressed anymore. Or if they think it's bad enough, they can actually fuse two different layers of your neck or back vertebrae open so that there's a permanent space so the nerve's not getting compressed anymore. But before that happens, oftentimes doctors will suspect that if the first kind of injury, a muscular injury usually heals between 6 and 18 weeks. So if you're in therapy and you're receiving treatment and everything seems like it's going pretty well, but you're still having problems. You've done therapy, you've done everything they want, you've got some ridiculous symptoms, or even if just the pain isn't going away, they may begin to suspect that the nerve or the nerve root is being irritated. So maybe it's not a full compression of the nerve, but the wrapping around the nerve might be getting slightly compressed, and that's irritating the nerve, causing the pain. Or in the case of an actual nerve involvement, you've got pins and needles or pain or strong sensations of discomfort or feeling, I've heard people say they feel hot or cold or things like that. Now, if it's a situation where you're losing strength in the limb, so you can, lift 20 pounds with your right arm, but you can only lift 5 pounds with your left arm, that's a very serious nerve compression that they will probably address with surgery. But in anything short of that situation, they will often try to fix it with an injection. So what they do is, usually with guidance of basically an X-ray or a CT scan, they find the location where the symptoms are, they insert a needle and they inject medicine in there that numbs and reduces swelling in that space, in the space where the nerves come out of your spine out to your body so you can move and feel, right? Now, it used to be that a series of 3 injections was the standard, and some doctors still do a series of 3 injections. But, you know, injections like that are actually diagnostic. So if you get an injection and your symptoms go away and you're feeling better, then that tells the doctors some very useful information, right? It tells them that there's some kind of nerve compression there, and when they numb that area up, the pain or the symptoms go away, then they know for sure it's a nerve compression and not just a muscle injury. And also, by the way, they also know that you're not just BSing, right? Because that's what insurance companies always want to do. They always want to say that you're not really in pain or that you're exaggerating your pain. And then the third most popular is that the pain isn't from the accident, it's pre-existing, or it happened some other way, right? So the injection is diagnostic, but listen, at the end of the day, they still have to do it in a sterile environment, and they're sticking a needle into your disc, in between your vertebrae, and injecting medicine in there. So, you know, it's not like taking a pill or getting a massage, or, you know, using a heating pad or a electrical muscle stimulation device. It's, you know, much more serious than that. And it's expensive. Usually it's done in a surgery center or at a hospital, and it costs a lot of money. So the value of a spine injury case that is somewhere between just therapy and surgery, it's in between those, right? So it also depends on what your outcome is. So in a fair number of cases where they try injections, whether it be your neck or your back, sometimes the injections don't help at all, which is pretty rare. And sometimes the injections help, but for a short period of time, where you need a series of 3 of them. And then if a series of 3, about, you know, somewhere between 2 and 6 weeks in between each shot, if that doesn't quiet the pain down and quiet the nerves down, your other option is injections or other pain management or medication on the one hand, which is more conservative, or surgery, right? And so if the symptoms aren't that bad and you think you can live with them, then you don't do them. But, you know, here's why injections add value to the case. First, they have a diagnostic benefit. In other words, they tell you whether the doctor can pinpoint the location and reason for your continuing pain, right? It also is diagnostic insofar as if the symptoms completely go away with the injection, they know that there's still a nerve involved, right? It also convinces a judge and jury or an insurance adjuster that you're seriously in pain, because nobody in their right mind is going to ask for a surgical procedure where they lay you down on a table and stick a needle in your neck or back. People don't do that unless they're really in pain. So usually a prescription or a recommendation for an injection holds a little bit of weight and value, but if you actually go through and do it, it holds much more value, right? So, like every case, what your outcome is after an injection really drives the value of the case. So if you have an injection and you're completely better and you're right as rain, that's going to be a smaller case. If you have your injection and they tell you that you need surgery, but you want to put the surgery off, that is going to be a much bigger case. But being diagnosed with and receiving injections helps us make the injury real to a judge and jury, and therefore it adds value. It also adds value to settlement or trial verdict in a case too, because as I said earlier in the video, it's expensive to get those injections. So if you have a series of 3 injections, your medical bills may increase by $30,000, $60,000, something like that, depending on how many you have, where you have them, who does them, etc. And if you watch my other videos, you know the higher the total medical, the more the medical treatment, generally the higher the value of the case, okay? So I think that gives you a ton of information on injections, You can also get injections in your knee and your shoulder too for a similar effect. Our example was in the spine, you know, in the neck, middle back or low back, cervical, thoracic, or lumbar spine. But, you know, an injection in the shoulder or in the knee to quiet it down to avoid surgery has a similar effect and value on the value of the case. So I really hope this information helps you. If you know anybody with an injury who needs to talk to a lawyer, might need representation, I'd sure appreciate it if you could send them my way. You can call me anytime, night or day, 312-500-4500. 312-500-4500. That number, that phone gets answered every day. Doesn't matter if it's Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, middle of the night, middle of the day. Anytime that gets answered by somebody trained by me. So then they immediately text me and email me your info for me to call you back. So don't forget to tell them when you prefer to get a call back, okay? Now, what else do you need to know? Maybe you're dealing with an injury situation and you aren't ready to talk to an attorney for a free consultation, because calling me is always free. Well, I got you covered. I have two great tools on my website. One is called the Case Cash Calculator. Tells you what the settlement value of your case might be. And then the other one is called the Good Case Calculator. Tells you whether your case might be good and strong or whether there might be some challenges to the case that might make it hard to win or limit the value of the case, okay? Cool thing is, both of them are on my website, completely free to use, links in the description. Check them out, share the links with friends, use them as many times as you want. They're literally free, okay? No obligation and free. And here's how it works. You go to the page, you do the quiz, you literally answer 7 multiple choice questions off the top of your head, and in 20 seconds flat, you have custom information on your particular situation for free without talking to a lawyer. So check out the links in the description. I built them specifically to help injured people, whether you become my client at some point or not, or whether you ever refer me a case or not, because I'm in this to help injured people know what their rights are and protect the value of their injury case. You know, I have well over 300 videos like this one explaining how injury cases work on my YouTube channel, so consider subscribing. You can go there and search your question, and you'll probably find a video that explains it. If you don't, leave a request for a video in the comment section, and I can shoot you a custom video answering your question, and then maybe that information, maybe other people have that question too. So you can do that in the comment section. Finally, if you enjoy the video, please give me the thumbs up, like the video, and subscribe to my channel. YouTube really likes it when people thumbs up a video and subscribe on a video. It tells YouTube that it's a good video, and then YouTube shares that video with more people. And since my goal is to share this important injury information, which is with as many people as possible, and since the main way people find my videos is by YouTube suggesting the videos to other viewers, if you like my video and subscribe, that really helps get the word out to other injured people so they can get the good information too. Finally, if you enjoy my videos, my explanations, if you're a current former client or ever had a consultation with me, if you like my injury cheat sheet, my case cash calculator, or any of the other free information I give for injured people, there's a favor you can do for me that I'd really appreciate. It would really help me out. It only takes you 5 to 10 seconds to do it, okay? There's a link below where you can leave me a 5-star review on Google. All you do is click the link, takes you to the page, click 5 stars, say a kind word, hit submit. You're done like that. Your review goes up, and then people who are looking for lawyers, looking for a good, honest, knowledgeable, hardworking injury lawyer, will see your review, and it makes it more likely they'll call me and hire me if they have an injury case. So that would help me a lot. We're in a very competitive market here. So if you would be willing to do that, that would really help me out. I truly appreciate it. What else? I think that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. If there's ever anything I can do for you, give me a call, 312-500-4500. And take care. Be well. Be healthy. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.